I am Jana Bosonko, and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios along Kariba Avenue. Thanks for joining us. We start by wishing all our Christian viewers a happy Christmas. And now to our main news headlines. The United Nations Population Fund in the Gambia bids farewell to its country representative, Kule Adeniyi, whose tenure has recently ended. 10 motorbikes worth over $450,000 were presented on Thursday to revenue collectors in the West Coast region by the Brikama Area Council. 17 young women have graduated on Thursday at Step Into eBuy's Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy Skills Center after completing a one-year course in various skills. A fatal car accident on Thursday on Kawur Highway claimed the lives of 4 people. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Meanwhile, we also apologize for the late start. You're watching QTV News, and I am Jana Bosonko. We once again apologize for the late start. Now, the United Nations Population Fund in the Gambia bids farewell to its country representative, Kule Adeniyi, whose tenure has recently ended. In an interview with QTV, the outgoing UNFPA country representative highlighted developments the UN organization has registered during his tenure. Mamadou Lamin Choi has the rest of that.
The outgoing country representative of the United Nations Population Fund in the Gambia, Kule Adeniyi, ends his tenure with appreciation and pride in the success the UNFPA has registered through its support and partnership with government. The UN organization has development programs that strive to end all preventable maternal-maternity deaths, close the gaps in resources allocated to family planning, and end gender-based violence by 2030. Measuring the impact of the UNFPA contribution to quality sexual and reproductive health for women and young people, Kule Adeniyi maps out the impacts registered during his tenure.
The last survey that was held in Gambia, more women were dying while giving birth. Now, that number has reduced by half. Of women who die through maternal death, it has reduced by half. We're happy with, and that, I want to believe, included the major work we pushed to maternal health. So I'm very happy about that.
The UNFPA provides contraceptives to the health sector for birth control among women in the country. According to Mr. Adeniyi, contraceptive use has slightly improved among women. The 2019-2020 demographic health survey findings state that 19% of married women use a method of contraception.
We provide almost every contraceptive in the Gambia, which is they are also life-saving. We believe that every woman should decide if, when, and how many children she wants to have. It shouldn't be to health. And we believe that sometimes when women are unable to control the number of children they have or by their choice, it can really be inimical to them or hold them back in productive resources. It could also affect their health.
To deliver on its mandate in the country for quality sexual and reproductive health, the UNFPA has supported the health sector to boost healthcare delivery, especially on reproductive health.
So in the Gambia, we worked a lot supporting the health system exactly in maternal and child health. So for example, we've supported the ministry in renovating a lot of health centers. Last year we completed the SR renovation with doing the theater so that CS cesarean section can take place in the facility and does not need to be referred to Banjul and the ferry issue. We've done a lot of work in Kuntao, other regions of the country. We've supported the Bansang Hospital, the Bundung recently. We've done a lot of work there.
The target for quality sexual and reproductive health is for the long-term development of our country. Despite the progress registered thus far, there remains more gaps to fill. As he leaves a UNFPA that continues to serve the country, Kule Adeniyi shares with us his expectations and wishes for the Gambia.
Everything I've listed will continue. Even though we have made improvements, sadly and unfortunately we are still far behind. Maternal mortality must reduce. The SDG target is 80 per 100,000 live births, 80 deaths. We are still at 249, so we still have a lot of work to do. Contraceptive prevalence rate is still low. But most importantly, I feel like our work in gender-based violence has to step up. We need to work more to reduce incidences of female genital mutilation. We need to work with men. We need to work with our mothers to be part of this conversation, to know that there is nothing beneficial for a girl or a woman when our body is cut.
The organization also encourages more women's participation in political spaces to assume leadership roles. Mahmoud Lamin Chai, QTV News.
Congratulations to the outgoing UNFPA boss and wishing him well on his next assignment. Now, 10 motorbikes worth over $400,000 were presented on Thursday to revenue collectors in the West Coast region by the Brikama Area Council. Abibatu Sise has the rest of that.
The motorbikes are part of the revenue component of the Public Finance Management Strategy 2021 to 2025 to ease mobility constraints faced by revenue collectors in effectively carrying out their duties. Sirifo Sonko, the chairman of the Brikama Area Council, says councils cannot function without revenue generation and urges the revenue collectors to use the bikes for their intended purpose.
This is not something that has to be used as your personal private use, but instead we went to the council chambers to discuss and agreed to buy these brand new 10 motorbicycles for the collectors and other people to use it. Nothing but just for the purpose of increasing the revenue base of the council.
Modu Jonga, the CEO of the Brikama Area Council, highlighted the importance of paying tax, saying development projects such as good roads are possible only if people pay their taxes.
Notwithstanding, based on the data at hand, the rate of tax compliance in the region is indeed very low. And I wish to urge all the defaulters to settle their liabilities for the current year and arrears at our various revenue substations within West Coast region. I also want to reaffirm our commitment to embrace the best practice of good governance, socio-economic justice, and also citizen-focused service delivery, and therefore will solicit the total cooperation of the public to pay their respective dues in order to enable the council to continue to deliver service.
Lamin Sane, the governor of the West Coast region, says the presentation of these motorbikes is to improve access to revenue collection, which the council plows back in to help develop communities.
We are supposed to also develop to our people all the time when they need it. The CEO mentioned here that they've got a priority strategy plan for the council where they want to build roads, they want to build facilities, they want to have access to water, drinking water, clean water, also health service delivery. But how can you do that without coming together? Remember, all of us have a role to play in national development.
Ibrahim Jata, a revenue collector, explains the importance of the motorbikes.
Tanina wale kolea kuoti because satel wade jamfara nyola and
mobility is a challenge and some places are far. So these motorbikes will help us reach many areas to collect revenue.
The Brikama Area Council is responsible for one of the largest and most populated local areas in the country. It is also responsible for the management and implementation of development projects to uplift the lives of the people in the area. For QTV News, I am Abibatu Sise.
Now, acquiring skills is essential for self-development and empowerment. 17 young women graduated on Thursday at Step Into eBuy's Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy Skills Center after completing a one-year course in various skills. More in this report by Ejibintu Drame.
This is the first graduation ceremony by Step Into eBuy's Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy Skills Center. These graduates have specialized in makeup, hairdressing, manicure and pedicure, amongst other beauty therapy skills. The courses are taught by experienced beauticians and experts at the center. Bakari Baji, Minister of Youth and Sports, encourages the graduates to use their skills to empower themselves and break barriers. He gives a word of advice.
It's time to say bye to people that you have seen and met over the last few months and years and made friends with them. But the anxiety that comes along with graduating is the uncertainty of what is out there for you as you leave this hall today as a graduate. We all go into school to train ourselves for primarily many reasons. One could be economic reasons, that we understand that with skills, that we are able to support ourselves through a salary that we get or through the income that we make. But secondly, it is a way to build ourselves, to build our minds, to be people that are not going to be dependent on others, but those that are going to be independent and be able to support the younger generation to be where you are today.
Esa Tunjai, representing the mayor of Banjul, says the skills acquired will help the graduates to be independent and have a bright future, adding that the council will support girls and urge Gambians to acquire skills. Marian Gami Jabang, a representative from the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, has this to say.
So congratulations on coming so far, and be sure to give this opportunity that you have today to other members of your families. Indeed, I am gratified that you have chosen this path, and I encourage you to take advantage of the opportunities that are waiting for you. Because as you are already aware, the beauty therapy career path is one that is not seasonal.
Fatoumata Sane, a graduate, gives the vote of thanks on behalf of the graduates. She expresses gratitude to the teachers and promises that the skills they acquire will be effectively utilized to contribute to national development.
We will also, where we can, not only support our children, but we will also support younger women. Guide them, nurture them, just as you have done with us. To our teachers, thank you for believing in us from day one.
Our Juve, the CEO, stepped into eBay Skills Center and a beautician expert, congratulates the graduates and give a word of advice.
To be hardworking, believe in themselves, and know that this trade is a trade that you can use it anywhere you go in the world. You don't have to belittle it, you have to respect it. Because during our time, it wasn't easy to be a hairdresser, because they used to think that when you're a hairdresser, you are someone who's not educated or someone who doesn't want to go to school. But that wasn't the case. It has to be a passion. When you have the passion, you can do it.
eBuys has been operating in the country for 20 years in various fields. However, it only started the Skills Center a year ago to train and help young women in skills acquisition, growth and empowerment. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
Well, congratulations to the graduates. Now, a fatal car accident on Thursday claimed the lives of 4 people, 2 adults and 2 minors on the Kauru Highway. Don Williams has the rest of that.
According to an eyewitness account, the accident involved a passenger van locally called Gelegele and a motorcycle carrying 2 minors. The Gelegele van was coming from Njaus towards Kauru for a Kauru market day locally called Elumo, and the driver was overtaking another vehicle when it collided with the motorcycle coming from Kauru. The driver of the motorcycle and the 2 minors he was carrying died on the spot, while a passenger in the van also died. The Gelegele driver survived the accident but is in hospital in a critical condition. Don Williams reporting for QTV News from Kauru.
Very unfortunate situation there. Now we'll go for a short commercial break, and when we come back we have some more stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Q City New Year's Eve Gala. It's the time of the year again. Time to end it with a bang and in style. Join our annual New Year's Eve feast in a breathtaking environment with the amazing Keba Taylor Band and the exceptional Bud Hammer, the man with the golden voice. And to top it all, the jaw-dropping fireworks at midnight to celebrate the beginning of a rocking new year filled with all the happiness in the world. Celebrate and make New Year's resolutions with family and loved ones at Q City. Tickets are only $3,500 for individual and $2,000 for children 12 and under, and a 10% discount for every table of 10. Call 33-72489 or 33-00056 for more info. Q City New Year's Eve Gala. Cheers to the good life that awaits us all.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Jana Bosonko. Now, students of Farafenni Senior Secondary School Human Rights Club has commemorated Human Rights Day by organizing a symposium, debate, and quiz competition. Here's Dawn Williams again.
As most schools across the country completed the first term exams and we are busy with end-of-term activities, Human Rights Club are celebrating Human Rights Day, which falls on 10th December each year. Fatu Sambu, the school's head girl, gave the welcome remarks.
Members of Press Corps and the Human Rights, and the fellow students, good afternoon to you all. This is Farafenni Senior Secondary School. Fii la xol yépp nekkee benn moo tax lu ñu yóotu jot ko lu Olof Njaay di wax naan loo yéene sa bopp yéene ko sa morom. That's what we put into practice. Although this competition is between science, arts, and commerce, but for hatred, neither jealousy, no wickedness. But Farafenni is known for peace and love.
Abdul Jigo, the school's principal, encourages others to take part in and celebrate such important events.
I can tell you, this is one of the most important programs that we have in this school since I came to this school. For the simple reason is that it is all about academics. We're thanking the student leadership who came with this initiative, but it is also supported by the Human Rights Club of Farafenni Senior Secondary School.
Mamadou Ba, the Amnesty International coordinator and a teacher, gives a brief overview of the Human Rights Day celebrations across the world.
73 years ago, from December 10th, the United Nations General Assembly adopted the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. The principles set out in this simple declaration remain the key to realizing all human rights, that is civil, cultural, economic, social, and political, for all people everywhere.
Yusuf Adiba, the head boy of the school, had this to say.
I'm so happy to be in the school here because, as we all can see, this school is one of the best schools in the Gambia here. When you come here, the Lord of our tongue is everybody can be somebody. And that can happen through by providing the platforms for the students whereby they can showcase their talent. We believe that everybody can be somebody in life. Students in class, they are not very much good there. But when you take them to other categories, you find out that they can do that particular thing very well. So that's why we are trying to make sure that the students, before they leave the school here, they are trained on their talents so that when they go out there, they can show the world that we can do it because we were trained.
The Declaration of Universal Human Rights acts as a global roadmap for freedom and equality, protecting the rights of every individual everywhere.
I'm afraid that is all we have time for. We apologize for a short news bulletin today, but till we come your way on Monday. But meanwhile, you can also follow the Week in Review tomorrow. Bye for now.